Hello, hi, my name is Yunior and I'm here today to perform my informative speech. I would like to discuss during my speech something that's called sequence of events in a movie. And basically what the sequence of events in the movie are actually, because there are a lot of points. It's actually a way that the producers and directors of the movie follows the plot so that that's easier for the viewer to understand the movie. It looks more like a mountain, so it'll start with something called the trigger, which is right here, and it's the beginning of the movie. And right after that main point, it falls down to something called the backstory. Then you get the no turning back point, then you get the stages are rise moment, then you also get the all is lost point, then you get the climax. And right there it falls down to something called the wrap up, which is the end of the movie and what actually wraps everything up. During the trigger, it's just the beginning of the movie. So basically, it's just a way of starting the movie. There are two ways. It could be like with a lot of actions, or also it could be like kind of in the slow motion that just give you a visual representation of what the movie is going to be about, so you can have an idea. Right after that point, you get something called backstory point. This is a very important point because right on this point, everything is actually explained in the movie. For example, in this point, the main character actually they explain what happened with the main character before that's leading him to do all the series of events and follow everything that's gonna do in the movie. Or you can also have like a backstory of a town or or anything that will have to do with explaining what the movie is gonna be done in the backstory. Right after the backstory, we got the next point was the morning star rising up, which is called the no turning back point. Right on this point, the characters or something happened in the movie that will not prevent the characters to go back to the regular life. So it could be that someone dies, it could be that a very very heavy event happens that will not permit the persons in the movie to go back to their life. They have to go forward. So right after that no turning back point, you got the stages arise. Right on this point, directors use a lot of actions or drama, because sometimes it's not just an action movie, but they use that point to put all the action right there, so get tension in the viewer. Then it comes a point where like most people don't like, which is called the all is lost point. Right on this point, someone dies, or the good guy in the movie loses everything, or the bad guy in the movie wins everything. It's kind of like the point where you say, whoa, the movie is gonna end here. No way, because it cannot be like that. It's not fair. Right on that point is where they get the bigger and the most climax and the most out of the viewer. Then you get the climax, which is where you have been waiting in the entire movie. It's what has been explained at the beginning and what the main character has been fighting for or has been following, which is the climax. It's right on top of the morning. This is what you wanted to see in the movie. Everything happens here and everything breaks down. The movie's almost over here. Right after the climax, you know already what's gonna happen to the movie. But it goes down to the wrap up, which is what's gonna explain the viewer how everything ends. So basically, people go back to their life. What could not be done in the turning back point, it can be done in the wrap up. The characters go back to their regular life. Now they can get their life. Now everything has gone through, so now they get their life. So basically, this sequence of events is followed for most of the movies, and it's actually a technique that has been used since a long time. It's not can just be found in the movies. You can also see it in books. And the fun thing is about it is that you can extend right after the trigger and the backstory. Between the backstories and the climax, you can put as many points as you want, as many factors as you want. There are actually three main factors, but you can add more, like another event, something else that writes the stages that writes. You can add more events there for create more tension in the movie. So I hope you like my presentation. I hope you learned something good, and thank you.